Okay, we have revised our street ingesting logic a little bit, and we've also revised our street name logic a little bit. I don't want the old street names to, I don't want a single street to be in my database twice, and since the street names that we are trying to find during the match are not formatted the same as the street names that we saved in the first few hundred rows of the data, there's potential for duplication. So what I'm going to do to address the situation is going to delete the street data. Although I guess technically what I could do is write a script that ran this through my shortening move, put the full name in this field, and then the danger would be that there would be data here with lots here that was the same as data here with lots here, and the scripting process of trying to get everything aligned might not succeed. So I do hesitate to just throw this data away. I'm thinking about actually making a copy of it. Let's actually use our MySQL tool to do that. So I'm going to go here. Cool, so I can export the structure, the content. Let's see. I think this is okay. If I need to erase the drop table statements later, I can do that because they're really easy to find in the output. All right, this looks pretty good. We're going to not put it on the desktop. We're going to put it whoops. Put that right here. And then
so if you don't mind taking just a minute or two to answer probably a question you might have gone over in the past. Here's our data. We have the schemas migration, lots, cities, boroughs, blocks, and admins. Where where's the other data that the Pluto or I mean where's the other data that we report in from from the ingester from the city API?
well, when we ingested the Pluto data, we only saved a little bit of it. Only the first three columns of the CSV are currently reflected in our database.
I see. Okay. But that's all we really need to orient ourselves around inside other data, which we could ingest at a later time.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
Okay. So at some point we would
Basically, I haven't found any reason why we need the other data yet.
Okay.
I mean, is the zone in that?
Yes.
It's in there, huh?
It's in the Pluto, yes.
Well, we need that.
Oh, you do. A lot of other things too.
All right, let me take a look at one of those Pluto files.
I mean, there's the existing commercial, there's the existing residential, there's a lot of valuable stuff inside the Pluto that I don't mind working with a smaller data set to get it working correctly.
Special district,
Special districts are important.
all zoning one. Is that one of my? Oh no,
There
zone
are-
district. Is that
There
this
are
one?
multiple zone districts per site.
So these 4 zone districts.
Like a corner lot, they have lots of times there's a line, and some building lots are in 2 different zoning districts. It's possible to have 4 different zoning districts. You know, because it could occur that there are 2 intersections happening on one site.
Okay.
There's overlays.
So the zoning.
There's
Okay.
the lot depth, the lot front. This is all of these.
So these are all zones.
Yeah. But let me continue. There's a lot of information that we get from this data set. There's the land use, there's the easements, there's the owner name, there's the lot area, there's the building area, there's the residential area, there's the office area. You know, we want every bit of information in this set. It's a very important set.
Okay.
They have the BBL, the building block lot, right there. The borough code. I mean, it has everything that we need to orient ourselves. We need the X and Y coordinates.
The zip code.
Oh, it does have a zip code. I didn't know that.
Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is normalize this data.
Has the year that it was built, the year that it was altered.
I'm not convinced that I care about that stuff.
Landmarks. It has a landmark status. It's pretty important.
Okay. All right. So our ingester, I think, probably can be run.
I can build that ingester. I can build the rest of the data sets. If it's just pretty much duplicating this code for the ingester, I can do that. It's not a problem for me to do that.
Okay.
I can just name it correctly. But if we get it, we do want the ingester to work, and I don't mind working with a smaller set of queries. I'm just
So
wondering.
if we run this again, then the find will happen and the create will not happen. So we can run this over and over on the same piece of data, which is awesome.
Yes, it is. Now, one question I had: do I need to define other variables? Like right here, you have the borough name variable. Do I need to define more variables?
This is not a variable. This is a method.
I'm sorry, forgive me. A method. Do I need to define more methods if I'm going to be ingesting more other data?
Well, it depends on
exactly if I want to display it or not.
It depends on how much processing is necessary to get this data into a format that we are using. Like, these are going to be pretty easy to process because all we have to do is save the name of the zone, and then later on we'll use our other sources to populate these records with details about what the zone actually means. Right now, I think that in terms of the zoning, all we have to do is save the zone district name. Okay, so since we can rerun this ingester as many times as we want, I am going to move forward with my plan of redoing the street data.
Excellent.
Okay, so lot update all street ID is nil, and then the other field that I'm erasing is geoclient data. Okay, this is going to take a while because there are many lots. Oh, see, doing an update all query is actually pretty fast.
Wow.
Then the next thing I'm going to do is street, not destroy all. Okay. Now let's
It's pretty cool, Mike.
let's start. Okay, let's take away the offset. And let's try a little data move, see if it works.
Okay. Why do we have that offset in there?
The offset was there so that I could skip over one of the records that was throwing an error.
I remember that, yes. Thank you.
Okay, so this appears to be happily working. Okay, so here's some street data coming in. Ooh, here's 6th. That's a problem.
Yep. Yes.
So I'm going to mark this one as a bug. I'm going to say the street name query name parser is not prepared to name peers correctly, accurately, or whatever.
That's right.
That's funny that this didn't get abbreviated. Plaza. I guess maybe that doesn't really get abbreviated, does it? Because PL would be.
Wow, look at the code.
Alley didn't get abbreviated. This is an address. Only in Manhattan.
I know it. I know it. It's hard to know all this stuff.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be an iterative process of getting this data into a bulletproof format. But we're making more progress than anyone else in history, so that's good. Okay, let's jump back to our.
There is Google, you know.
No, I don't. Who are they? Okay, so then the zone codes, and we're going to just grab all of these headings zone districts, overlays, and special districts.
Okay. I really don't see any reason why you wouldn't want to just get the whole set.
Because I need to normalize it.
Oh, you need to normalize it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Explained. Thank you. Would you do me a favor and put on KeyCaster again?
Yeah.
Thank you.
When you select something and then type a quote, it will shine in quotes. And then when you type an opening bracket, it will shine in brackets. I've actually never done this before. It's pretty slick. Okay.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
So I'm going to format this as an array.
Is KeyCaster on?
It's on, yeah. See?
Oh, I'm sorry. It is. Okay, forget it. Okay, never mind. Thank you. Slow everything down.
So some of these are going to be pretty blank. Let's see.
Yes, they will be.
So if that, I'm not sure if that will give me a nil or an empty string. Let's see. If I say CSV, CSV.forEach. Okay, so that takes a file. I wonder if it will also take a string. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so it does give me a nil, not an empty string.
No.
So I can just cut the blanks out of here by saying compact. Although I do need to know whether it's, well, no, I actually don't need to care whether it's a special district or a zone because they're all going to have unique names. And as far as I'm concerned, they're all zones.
Not really. A special district is not a zone.
Why not?
A special district, I mentioned, is an overlay onto the zone. The zoning is the primary. It dictates the use, the heights, the setbacks of the site. It's sort of what the city wants to see. Now, the special district is what the community wants to see. The community has certain overlays that go on top of zoning.
But aren't the types of rules that they make pretty much the same types of rules?
No, they're not. They're only subsets of the existing zoning rules.
But they are a subset.
That's right. They're not.
So all the rules that a special district can have, a zone could also have.
Zone has more.
I know, but it's a subset.
Yes.
So they're the same types of rules. Like
Same
let's say
types of rules,
like
yes.
let's say in the zone they say max height is max height is 200 feet.
Right.
Max width is 100 feet.
Yeah.
And then in the special district they say, oh well, the max height is actually 250 feet.
It'd be less. Sometimes more.
So
but typically less.
the point is that the the rules that they are overriding are the same class of rules as the zone itself defines.
Yes, correct.
That's why I'm going to model them using the same model.
I understand now.
There might be a little more nuance to it than that, but my first cut.
That's a really good methodology. Yes.
My first cut is going to be to put them all in the same model. So
yeah.
For each of these zone codes, we're just going to find or create a zone of that name.
Now you may want to include limited height districts also in this because a limited height district really does one thing, is it just limits the height. So it's even smaller subset of the special district. So there is in the Pluto database there is a thing called limited height district, LHD.
Okay.
You also want to gather and stick in there. LH. There it is. LTD height. Limited height. But right above that. Right above your right there.
Got it. What about all zoning 1, all zoning 2, split zone, building class? Are those zones?
Not building class. Building class is not, but all of those things, yes, all zoning 2, split zone, they're just going to be helpful in knowing if there's a split zone. It'll have a naught or a 1 probably.
Okay.
As that.
What about all zoning 1 and all zoning 2? Do you know what those are for?
No, I don't. But you can find them on. There's a dictionary. There's a dictionary of that.
Right.
On the open data, which is pretty helpful.
This one? This one?
Yeah, I think it is that one.
Pluto data dictionary.
So it says. Page 17.
There it is. Okay, alphanumeric. The zoning classification occupying the greatest percentage of the tax lot's area and a commercial overlay and special purpose district and limited height district assigned to the tax lot. Format is commercial overlay 1/zoning district 1/special purpose district 1/limited height district. Okay, so this is complete duplication of data that we're already capturing, if I'm not mistaken. Format is commercial overlay 2, zoning district 2, special purpose district. Okay, so we are doing a normalized approach, which is superior to what this is.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take this one, the limited height, and toss it in there as well. And then we have to make a class called zone. So we need to know what fields to model for the zone, which you are the expert on.
All right.
So what we're going to do tomorrow is look at your database.
Okay.
And figure out what fields we want to. I mean,
I see.
we don't need to add all the fields to our model before we start populating it, but we might as well start it off with kind of a sensible group of attributes.
I see. You want to map them, right? You want to map them to another data set. Am I right about that?
Yeah, I want to start utilizing your data.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so we'll do that tomorrow.